And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel, and today we're taking a look at a game called Gatefall. Now, I didn't know much about Gatefall, but what caught my attention was this is the miniature that comes with it. Well, this is a small miniature that comes with it. They're not small. These are huge. So also, I tend to like the theme of this. Hey, it's fantasy versus post-apocalyptic. For some reason, that mashup just jives with me. I like Duel of Ages, Heroescape. And this looked like a silly little miniature game where you get to roll tons of dice. That doesn't make a game good, of course. Let's see how it plays. So the game is normally 3 characters against 3, which comes in the base set. I have some Kickstarter stuff, so I have an extra couple figures, and you could play with 4 characters per side, and then you just kind of switch them out as they die. Each character has different cards here, which show you the stats of that character. So the health shows how much it will take to kill that person, and each player will keep track of their health here down below, so you can see 3 is the starting health for Firebug. Strength is the number of dice you'll roll in an attack. Defense is the number of dice you roll on a defense. Speed is how far you move if you take a move action, how many spaces. Range is how far away you can attack. And attacks is the number of attacks you can make on a turn. So each character has something different. This is Firebug. You can see Brog has a very different set of stats. Each character also comes with a special ability, possible upgrades to that character, and if you get all 4 of these upgrades, another special ability. Also at the top is the number of victory points you will get if you kill that character. At the beginning of the game, each player has a deck that's made up of 7 ones and 3 zeros. You're going to shuffle that deck, and you're going to have 5 cards on your turn, and you are going to reveal those cards, and that's how many action points you have to spend on that turn. Players also will be getting money over the course of the game. Whenever you attack or defend, you'll be rolling dice, and each coin symbol that you roll on attack or defense is going to give you coins that you'll be able to spend at the beginning of your turn. You can spend 3 coins to get rid of a 0 card out of your deck. You can spend 4 coins to draw a new card to put in your deck. There are 3 types of cards here. There are 2s, there are 3s, and there are cards that when you play them, heal 1 damage on all your characters. And you can pay 5 coins to add an upgrade token to your character. The upgrade tokens are very, very simple. They add to one of your stats. So Randar, for example, has a defense of 3, but if I pick this, his defense is now 4. Strength of 3, but I can increase it to a strength 5 if I take both those upgrades, and I can increase his range by 1 here. And remember, when you do all 4 of these, you will get this extra one here where he can teleport, where he can spend an action point to move characters 2 spaces, even through enemies. He can send other people around. So at the beginning of your turn, you will spend coin tokens. If somebody has been killed in the previous turn, they move back here. If they're back here, they will get to spawn out and then start moving around. You'll be able to spend your action points in various ways. Like I said, you can spend 1 action point to move your speed. So the wizard here has a speed of 2. It can move 2 spaces. You can spend an action point to attack, and you can do that as many times as you have attacks. In this game, everyone has 1 attack, with the exception of Firebug has 2 attacks that they can make. When you attack, you simply roll dice equal to your strength. Your opponent rolls dice equal to their defense. If the attacker rolls more skulls than the defender loses health equal to the difference. And both of them get coins equal to what they've rolled on the dice. That is pretty much it. If you do take out your opponent, they must add zeros into their deck equal to the victory points of their opponent. And everyone in this game has 1 victory point, except Brog, who's worth 2. And you also get victory points equal to their number. That's the base game. You keep going until someone gets 7 victory points. You can also play in arena mode, where you start with a whole lot less special abilities, but there are items that are around the board that you can pick up, When you get an item, it will take place your stats and cover them up like this. So everyone's kind of very similar to how they start, but as the game goes by, you have a chance to increase your stats by getting Bob 6, the Holy Rifle of Old Kansas, or the Red Glass Blade. There are also some other differences in arena mode, but the games are very similar. You'll be playing 5 cards each turn from your deck. When your deck runs out, you shuffle your discard pile, draw again, and keep going. All right, there's no question these are some of the biggest miniatures in any game. I mean, Grog himself here is gigantic. And they're very nicely detailed. I mean, there is a lot on these characters. I mean, Grog has this pot of bones with him. I mean, I would like to get these painted, but it seems like that'd be a lot of paint. So you have, I do think it's funny, this Gildry, I cannot not call this guy Gimli. That seems awfully close in that regard. There's also, included with the post-apocalyptic group, there is Penny. This is an ally who you can pay coin tokens to bring on the board. Penny's more of an irritant than anything else, but if the opponent kills him, then Firebug gets extra defense against that character. Penny is walking around with a stereo system on them. These boards themselves, I really like them. They're very easy. The graphic design is great. Everything is just really well done. The game comes with different tokens. We got coin tokens, victory point tokens, and tokens for the different items if you're playing in the arena mode. The one negative thing maybe is the board is really boring. But other than that, the miniatures and the cards, you're really getting your value worth for this game. Even like this Kickstarter one, this is just ridiculous. Look at this guy on a motorcycle. These are like toys. I mean, I know board games are toys to begin with, but this looks like something I would buy in an action pack. Now, this is not a brain burner. I got games that, make you think. I got games that have deep strategy. That's not Gatefall. You're essentially running at your opponents, chucking lots of dice, and hitting them. Now, like I said, I'm a big fan of this theme. And I like these big miniatures and running at each other and smashing them. And the characters do feel different. I enjoy that. But you're not really, what tactical moves am I going to make? I mean, you can argue, stay away from Grog. He's a beast. He's worth 2 victory points. But he can only move 1 space. It costs him 2 actions to attack somebody. Stay away from him. But there's no terrain on the board. There's nothing. Now, that makes the game simple and easy, but it also means that you're not going to be like, that was a clever move. No, you're running up, hitting the other person. And what's fun about this game is when you chuck a lot of dice, you don't necessarily care if you even hit sometimes. I'm like, I missed, but I got 4 coins. Woo! Money! And the upgrading is fun. This is a deck building game, sort of. Where you have this deck which gives you actions, and no one likes, at the beginning you could draw a few actions, which is not a big deal because you'll get a lot the next turn. But you want to get those zeros out. You want to add 2s and 3s, or those very powerful heal 1 from everyone on your team cards. At least I think they're powerful. I like getting those in my deck, getting rid of the zeros, or upgrading your thing. That gives you a lot of choices. In fact, if there are 2 negatives against the game, one is the lack of tactics, run up and hit the other person. The other would be, I think the game has a kind of a slower start. I would have maybe given everybody 5 or 10 coins to start with to upgrade a little bit. I can see why not, but that's, there's not a lot more I can say about this, because at the end of the day, do you like moving miniatures and chucking lots of dice? I do, but I play games like Warhammer 40,000 and things where you get to do that, but they require tons of setup, tons of building, miniatures, painting, building your army. Here I grab a few figures and just go, let's go, and chuck dice. And sometimes that's all I want to do. And this game makes it fun because hit or miss, you're still probably making money. So you're going to make money or hit or whatever. And upgrading it just is very satisfactory. You're upgrading your deck and you're upgrading your characters. And if you upgrade all 4 slots on the character, then you have another special ability, which makes them feel even more powerful. If someone gets killed, then you just respawn them back in. Games aren't too tremendously long. This game is fun with kids. It's fun with other adults. And it's that mindless turn off your brain and run up a bunch of miniatures, toys, and fight with them. And there's not a lot of these games out there. I like this kind of idea, but there's not many, so this is one. And I don't often mention price point in my reviews. There's a lot of reasons I do that. Prices change. What you might think is expensive, someone else might not. But comparative to other games, the price point for Gatefall is amazingly low, especially for these giant miniatures that you get in the game. Durable miniatures. I love the miniatures, love the graphic design, love the silliness of it. I don't stay up at night thinking of new ways to play Gatefall. I'm not like, I should have done this. Nah, whatever. But sometimes I just want to have a good time throwing dice. And if that's the way you feel, you will also like Gatefall. I'm Tom Vasel. We'll see you next time. Dice Tower Judgment approved.